VILMA, live in LA, season 4, episode 14.
GFN Global Filipino Network. Velma, live in LA. 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 Velma, live in LA.
Hi there, welcome to VILMA, live in LA, our first Wednesday. Yay! And so happy to be here, and of course, happy to have you, all of you. Okay, so tonight we have a spotlight on our artist. He is Herman Jackson, a Grammy nominee, composer, arranger. He's a musician and a music producer, plus an educator. So he's going to be on in a little while. And we've got highlights. Yes, the artist tonight. We have Eliz, and she is featuring her first single out of her transition album. Plus, we've got Brian Kelly sharing his music, and he is currently on tour. And excited to be having him on the show soon. Plus, we also have Ms. Charmelle Faye, the 15-year-old singing phenomenon. Yes, she's just so absolutely adorable. And yeah, she's going to have a little bit of a song for you guys. So there you go. A lot of that for you. Welcome to VILMA Live in LA, episode 14. Yay. Okay, so coming up on VILMA Live in LA, yes, the artist, the spotlight, and the highlights. Check it out. Welcome to VILMA Live in LA, and we are in Los Angeles. So tonight we've got a special, artist, individual, composer. Oh my God, I am super excited to have him on the show. Okay, so he is a Grammy nominated composer, producer, arranger, and educator from Detroit, but yeah, as I said, based in Los Angeles. Let's welcome Herman Jackson on the show. Yay, Herman.
Thank you very
Hi.
much.
Hi.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, so First of all, I'm so honored that you said yes to be on the show because, you know, your caliber of musicianship is amazing. And because I've been all around it, I know you are top of the line. So, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so Herman, let's start with how you got into playing the piano.
Okay, I got into playing the piano. My when I was very, very young, my mother plays and my grandmother plays.
Oh,
So we didn't have a piano at our house until I was 7. So whenever I would be at my grandmother's house, I'd be on her piano. And then we moved into a bigger house when I was 7. And my grandfather kind of made sure I got a piano. And then
wow.
my grandfather and my parents. Yeah.
Wow. So, Herman, do you remember the first kind of tune you started playing?
I don't remember, but if I had to make a guess, it was probably some kind of gospel tune. Because my
Yeah.
grandfather, he sang in his group, the Mighty Voices of Thunder.
Uh huh.
And we travel all over the Midwest, all over the Midwest of the United States doing concerts. And I remember then they had a record, and he put on the record, and my favorite song from the record when I was like 2 or 3 was I'm Not Tired Yet.
Wow.
So I'm sure that was something I tried to play, one of the first things I tried to play. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Fast forward a little. So, when did you start becoming a professional musician, getting paid for your gigs?
Oh, wow. See, I was 14, 15, around then.
Uh
I
huh.
started doing gigs, mostly like, you know, school functions, luncheons, assemblies. Anytime they had a school function, I was there playing the piano.
Yeah, I think that's how everybody starts, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
that is pretty much, your circle of friends. And by word of mouth, they say, hey, Herman's available. Herman's good. Let's go get him. Okay, so what about like performing in clubs? And did you get into jazz right away?
No, I got into jazz. Well, when I was in high school,
Uh huh.
I was in high school, and my mother would send me to these music programs every summer,
Okay.
mostly classical music programs, and that was great. That was great. But it's one particular year, I went to the Blue Lake Fine Arts Camp, which is outside of Muskegon, Michigan, and I was going there for 2 weeks to study piano, classical piano. And the second night of the camp, they had entertainment, and the entertainment was the Count Basie Orchestra.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So I'm
The
sitting
Count
there
Basie?
watching the Count Basie Orchestra and Count Basie,
Oh my
and he was very old at that point. He was in a wheelchair, if I'm not mistaken. And Dennis Rowland was the singer. We became friends years later. Um, I'm watching them, and then I'm saying to myself, "This is what I should be doing,
Hmm.
not sitting in a classroom playing Bach and Beethoven and Chopin." You know, I love that. I did love it. So the next day, I went to the head of the piano department. Said, "Hey, listen, I want to switch to the jazz band." He said, that can't happen. Every spot is taken. And I just bugged him so much that we walked over to the jazz side, to the jazz department. And the director of the band said, you know what, just so happens that I have a piano player that canceled, got sick and couldn't make it. So I was able to take his spot. So that was my first introduction playing jazz.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So, as any professional and very, very good piano player, how often did you have to practice that time?
Oh, no, every day. I practiced as much as I could, and I was always pretty quick with my schoolwork,
Yeah.
so I was able to keep my schoolwork going and just spend as much time as I could playing piano and baseball. That was it. That was it
That
for
was
me.
it. That
Yeah.
made you happy. Wow. Okay, so let's fast forward again. Um, when did you start like playing with the you know how musicianship is a little you different caliber, right? So when did you start playing with the big guys? You're a big guy too, so yeah.
Good question. That's because the guys I grew up with,
Yeah.
um, even though we weren't big guys at the time, they're big guys now. There's several of us out of Detroit that came up together. Rob Bacon, my buddy we went to high school together.
Uh-huh.
He's huge. And my other buddy, Dwight Adams, trumpet player from Detroit. We grew up together, and he plays with Stevie. We played with Stevie together, and he does a lot of things. So I was playing with big musicians before we were big.
Segue into you're playing with the very very popular famous artist. What's that like?
Once you get past the wow factor of dealing with people that are very well known and very famous and very accomplished, then it becomes more of a. I always tried to take a student teacher approach, where I was the student. So I learned from these people. I learned from Gladys Knight and the Pips, which was one of my very first gigs, and Jermaine Jackson, and of course I spent a lot of years with Stevie. I learned a lot from Stevie. So I always try to take a more learning approach as opposed to being in awe. Everybody's like, why is that person as great as he is? And what do I have to do to become great like that?
You are a true artist. I love that. Okay, you're on the piano right now. Can you play us a little something?
Sure.
Thanks. Wow. Wow, that was beautiful. Wow.
Herman Jackson with me tonight. It's gonna be a beautiful night. It's gonna be a beautiful night.
So now we talk about your Grammy nominated album. Tell us how that came about and yeah, the project itself.
Okay, actually, I've worked on 3, 4 Grammy winning, probably more than that, Grammy winning records
Yes.
as a musician. Um,
Yeah, I see that.
I had a
Uh,
Grammy nomination. That was 2012.
yes.
One in particular, I was producer of a record called 24/7 with Gerald Albright and
Right.
Norman Brown. Both are old friends of mine. You know, me and Norman grew up together. Actually, we were both adults, but we were kids still. Um, I worked on his first record and pretty much all his records since then. Um, so he called me and said, "Hey, I'm doing this record with Gerald, and I'd like you to, we're gonna produce half of it, and Gerald's gonna produce half of it." And so we did it, and we did it very quickly. That's the thing that stands out to me about that project. We from start to finish in a couple weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, we had songs. Well, me and Norman have already been working. We've been working on songs for his other records, for some of his other records.
Hmm.
So stuff we hadn't used, we used it, and I wrote something new for it, and yeah, it just when it comes together like that, it's either going to be great or it's going to be terrible. When it comes together, like everything comes together like it's supposed to,
It was
it's
just
probably going to be great.
smooth flow. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so how did you find your way to Los Angeles? Because Detroit, you're East Coast.
Oh, I knew when I was very young. I didn't tell my parents or anybody, but I was a very avid record guy,
Hmm.
and as much as I could, as much, you know, um, of course, kids don't have disposable income, and I was like any other kid. But the records that I had, I would study them, and I would study the backs of them, and the players, and the studio, and all these beautiful, great records made Sunset Sound, Capitol Records, I think Ocean Way, Westlake. I said, that's where I need to be. Of course, there was other great records, Electric Ladyland, in New York, and the Sound Factory or the Hit Factory, I think, was in New York. There were great records made out of New York as well, but given a choice between sunny California and cold New York, I had enough cold in Detroit, so I decided when I was very young that I wanted to live in California. When I got the opportunity, I went out. I was 19 when I moved to LA,
Oh.
and my mother wasn't happy about it. My mother and father weren't happy about it, but I was over 18, so. And my mother insisted I stay in school, which I did stay in school, long enough to get a job.
But it also shows on your resume, your impressive resume, that you are an educator.
Yes, I am. I'm
Okay.
very proud about that.
Yes.
Yeah, when my mother was a school teacher. My mother, yeah, she's retired now, of course. She's a school teacher. And all my aunts, they were all school teachers. So it's in me.
Yeah.
It's in me. And what's happening now, when I was growing up, like I was telling you, I would go to these camps and there would be summer programs and after school programs and all kind of things in Detroit dealing with music, where
Yeah.
you could learn an instrument and learn a skill, become good at it. As good as you were talented enough to be, or however much time you could put in, and the opportunities were there. Now there aren't nearly as many
Yeah.
opportunities. So I feel like I would like to be in a position where I could, you know, bring some people along with, find some young talented people, bring them along, and I've done that. I've got some people that I've worked with when they were younger that are doing great things. Brandon Coleman doing amazing things. I know him since he was in high school. Yeah, Brian Porter and Kamasi and all those guys.
So you're giving back.
I'm like a big brother to all of them. Yes.
Yes, giving back. That is wonderful. Okay, so I went to your gig, live gig, and I was just so happy to be there. So you've been at the Blue Room for a couple of years, right? Regularly gigging there?
Yeah, I want to say 2015. I got to go back and check my records. 2013, I was on the road with Joe Cocker, and it was after I got back with Joe
Mm-hmm.
before he passed away that we started that. We started at the Blue Room. We started every Thursday, and then in 2020, when we had to stop because of the pandemic,
Yes.
we started back. We started back on Tuesdays, and Tuesdays has been amazing.
Yes, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it was a packed house when I went there. I'm like, oh, and the lady goes, too late, young lady. You should have been here early. But there was one seat available for me.
Good.
I was so happy there.
Yeah.
So, Herman, what about your future projects?
Okay. Wow. Have a lot of future projects.
Yeah.
I actually have 3 projects I'm working on for myself,
Yeah.
which I actually have a 4th one, but I have 3. One of them is a vocal CD, not me singing. That's one thing I don't do, is sing. But I think one of my strengths is my ability to communicate with vocalists. So, my last CD doesn't really have any. It has a few background vocals, but not a lot of vocals. So I feel like when I listen to it, it's beautiful, but it ignores that whole side of me, that whole communication with a singer. So I'm gonna do a record with different singers I've worked with throughout the years. I'm gonna try to get Heather Headley on it. Try to get people Bryson, Ruben Studdard,
Whoa.
Philip Bailey. I'm going to try to get all those people on it. Try to get Stevie on it, actually.
I'm so excited. Just you talking about it, I'm already so excited for you because, creating something and then, making it happen. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
I have another jazz CD I'm working on. It's just going to be piano.
Piano.
Piano, contrabass, and drums.
Yes. Perfect. Just like
Maybe
your
saxophone.
setup. Yeah, just like your setup.
Yeah.
Okay, so Herman, let's go to some fun questions, just shifting it a little bit, okay? So, fun questions. What makes you smile?
Makes me smile.
Yes.
Spending time with my son and my niece and nephews.
Ah, spending time. Yes.
That makes me smile.
Yes, that's beautiful. Okay. Who is your most inspirational person?
Stevie Wonder. Stevie is, yeah. For me, Quincy Jones is up there too. But Stevie, James Ingram, major champion of Herman Jackson. James Ingram was.
I love it. I love it. Okay, we've got two.
James a lot. I miss James a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's nice. Okay, so we've got two more. What's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote comes from a poem.
Sure.
And I hope I remember it now. It's called Be the Best of Whatever You Are.
That title alone is beautiful. Be the best of whatever you are.
You can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a shrub in the valley, but be the best little shrub by the side of the hill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a bush, be a part of the grass and some highway happier make. You can't be a muskie and just be a bass, but the liveliest bass in the lake. It isn't by size that we win when we fail. There's something for all of us here. There's bigger to do and there's lesser to do. And the task you must do is the near. You can't, you can't be the sun, be a star. It isn't by size that you win or you fail, be the best of whatever you are.
Wow, that is so beautiful.
Mr. Line, yeah.
I like listening to every word you're saying, and I'm imagining as you're reciting the poetry. Wow, thank you. Okay, finally, one word that best describes Herman.
One word that best describes Herman.
Yeah.
Happy.
Oh, that is beautiful. Happy. I love it. Okay, so Herman, finally, is there any message you'd like to tell our viewers or any budding musicians out there? Anything just coming from your heart? Share.
Just don't let anybody tell you no. Don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. You can do whatever you put your mind to.
That is beautiful. Thank you so much, Herman Jackson. It's been so great having you on the show. I'm going to be watching a lot of your other gigs too.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Highlights. We have Eliz, who is releasing her brand new album called the Transition Album, and this is the new single, No Other Place. Wow. So here is Eliz, and do remember, she's going to be in LA sometime in May, so excited to see her. Eliz.
So where am I? I traveled from Japan across the United States. Let me think for a minute. Did I land in the desert? What a place I'd rather be. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas!
Highlights. This is Brian Kelly, and he's currently on tour in the whole of the United States. And the song that we would like to feature tonight is a song that he wrote about his sister for his sister. He spent 2.5 years taking care of her, and yeah, this is just so beautiful because of that love for your sibling, and we want to share it. It's called Monterey.
Traffic slow, can't stay awake anymore. Reflection shift from silver to gold. Homes on the canyon like molars in your jaw. You grind them together till the feeling's gone. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. 2 months too soon, too much too late. You set in motion either way. Sharks in the water, gashing your side. They put X's in your head, X's on your eyes. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. We are prone to accidents close to home. Story they want, but it's yours to own. So you can't hide your face here anymore. This ammunition weighs you down. This ammunition weighs you down. The future sun will keep you warm. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. We are prone to accidents close to home.
Here's another highlight, and this is our 15-year-old singing sensation, and she is Charmelle Faye. She is going to be our spotlight next week, but right now, I'm just amazed at how beautiful her voice is, how powerful, and also at the same time, she can sing so sweetly, and I just love her discipline and her personality. So here is Charmelle Faye with her rendition of The Warrior. And remember to join us for next week when she is our spotlight.
But even winners can get wounded in the fight. People say that I'm amazing, I'm strong beyond my years, but they don't see inside of me I'm hiding all the tears. They don't know that I come running home when I fall down. They don't know who picks me up when no one is around. I drop my sword and cry for just a while. 'Cause deep inside this armor, the warrior is a child. Unafraid because his armor is the best. But even soldiers need a quiet place to rest. People say that I'm amazing, I never face retreat, but they don't see the enemies that lay me at its feet. They don't know that I come running home when I fall down. They don't know who picks me up when no one is around. I drop my sword and cry for just a while. 'Cause deep inside this armor, the warrior is a child. They don't know that I come running home when I fall down. They don't know who picks me up when no one is around. I drop my sword and cry for just a while. 'Cause deep inside this armor, deep inside this armor, deep inside this armor, the warrior is a child.
Okay, it is time for me to say thank you so much for being with me on the show. We had a blast. We had so much fun. And as always, you guys touch my heart so much, 1,000%. So we will be back next week with more Vilma Live in LA on a Wednesday, 7 p.m. And yeah, just message me. And if you've got somebody that's really, really good, an artist, or you want to say happy birthday or message, you know where to find me, okay? So now I'm gonna give you from my heart to yours. It's a whole lot of things. Good day with you. The sun